Top 10, presented by Only in Your State.
Hey everyone, welcome to Not Your Average Bucket List. Today we're going to help you find the best things to do in Texas for August 2023. This is our new monthly series going forward, and I'm here with my co host Marissa. Marissa, are you ready to hear all about Texas?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, as you might imagine, it's going to be sizzling in Texas in August. But on the bright side, Texans are ready for it. So, there are water parks, awesome festivals, live music, Tex Mex cuisine, and just like a lot of classic Texas hospitality events under the summer sun. So, just be ready for it. Buy a hat, buy some sunscreen. I will say that if you don't do well in the heat, or you're not one who remembers to hydrate, just take note if you're going to be going out in the Texas August. But I do think that it's, aside from the high humidity and heat, it's just a fun place to go during the summer. So yeah, and maybe stay out in the mornings and evenings, and during the heat of the day, find some AC, a cool restaurant, and just chill out. So, starting with the top attractions, I'm going to say these are the water parks you should probably hit if you're going to be in Texas. It's a big state, but I pulled a few. Um, the Schlitterbahn Water Park in New Braunfels. Basically, it seems to be like one of the biggest and best that you can go to. So, water rides, lazy rivers, water attractions for all ages. But the runner ups, you can check out Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Splashway Water Park, and Great Wolf Lodge Water Park as well. And number two, if you're not a fan of water parks, you should head down to Galveston. There's just a ton of great beaches down there if you haven't been already. So, Pareto Beach, Stewart Beach, and East Beach. Um, so, yeah, Galveston is just a great beach spot. I think that doesn't get enough, at least outside of the state. I don't think it gets enough attention. I'm sure Texans, are very aware of it. But yeah, take a trip down to Galveston and spend some time in the water. Or if you don't want to go to the beach or water park for number three, you can head over to San Antonio and enjoy their river walk. So, one, please don't drink and walk along the river. There are no side rails. It's a real danger. So, just pay attention. But yeah, it's lined with restaurants, shops. A very enthusiastic Uber driver told me about some haunted spots that you can visit in San Antonio as well, if that's more your thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, lots of live music and awesome cuisine in San Antonio. So yeah, walk along the river, stop at some bars, take in the pretty lights and all the stuff. Like that's a plus evening for me. And then if you wanted to enjoy something a little bit more natural, you could go to the Enchanted Rock State Natural Area. It is an official dark sky park. And so you can do morning moon viewings, there are art in the park events. And I think there's also going to be a super blue moon summit hike in August. I think the timing is
Ooh,
right. So it's just one
cool.
of those parks where, yeah, just go out and enjoy the evening or early dawn hours and enjoy the starwalk gazing. It's an awesome place to do it. And not necessarily during August, but to put on your calendar for later in the year, they do these like Enchanted Rock Star events. So it's like they do concerts and things in the park, which is really cool.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Also, you could take some river cruises in Texas. So, Vanishing River Cruises, founded in 1981, it provides within Hill Country a lot of unique cruises that you can take. So, you can go down rivers, you can take a lake cruise, a wildlife cruise, bird watching cruise, sunset cruise, kayak rentals, all kinds of things. So, if you happen to be in Hill Country, maybe visiting the wineries or the small towns, you can take some river and lake cruises too.
Very
And
cool.
then one final attraction I want to mention. It's kind of towards the end of lavender season, but there are some lavender farms that are still in bloom and ready for like harvesting. It just depends on the variety of lavender that they're growing. So the blooming times vary season to season, but if the farm has a Provence lavender variety that blooms in July, it's ideal to pick in August and September. So check out something like Hill Country Lavender Farm if you're interested, and just exploring the farms and picking some and just having a nice aromatherapy day.
I was gonna say, I feel like I could smell that already. Just you,
Yeah.
you describing it.
Oh my gosh, it would be lovely. And then as for events, we have the even if you're not an angler, the Texas International Fishing Tournament in Port Isabel is August 2nd to the 6th, and it's just like a world-renowned fishing tournament in the Gulf of Mexico. So even if you're not competing, I think it's really interesting. And maybe this is just a personal preference. I love watching people fish, and I just like get so excited when I see them reeling something in and they're doing the cool thing. So you just want to cheer them on. So that's something that you can attend. Or, and this is very timely, maybe on purpose, but there is the UFO Conference and Festival in Edinburgh, Texas. So that's August 19th. And it is an annual event that celebrates the history of UFOs and the paranormal in South Texas and all around the world. And there's merchandise, entertainment, costume contests, laser light shows, food, and not to mention UFO researchers that come to speak. And with all of these declassified documents on UAPs and conversations going around, which, I have my theories about maybe it being a distraction for other things, as we've seen in the past. If you've checked out our local Lore and Legends podcast season, we talked about Area 51 and Alaska and all these different paranormal UFO sightings tend to happen around military testing, Cold War events. So just something to think about. I digress.
Yeah.
There is a UFO conference in Edinburgh. So I think I said Edinburgh at first. My bad.
This is gonna
Edinburgh,
be
Texas.
this is the year to go. I feel like if you're gonna go to this festival, this
Yeah.
might be the time to do it.
Get like this first person information from these people, and maybe swing
Yeah.
by the Enchanted Rock Dark Sky Park. You can see all the UFOs, wave at them as they go by.
Ooh, day trip. Love that.
Yeah. And then the last one, last event, which there isn't a solid date for this, but during the months, I think all through summer, but June, July, and August, there are sea turtle hatchling releases that you can track in Texas. So if you go to the nps.gov and just like search for the hatchling releases in Texas, every year the National Park Service welcomes people to experience these hatchling releases at a safe distance. So at Padre Island National Seashore, you can find different dates throughout the months where the NPS are releasing these hatchlings, which is really awesome. And it's a
Yeah.
respectful way to see sea turtles, especially the little guys. So most of the releases tend to take place at like 6:45 a.m. And just you want to keep checking the NPS website for the updated release dates, because as nesting season continues, they're just going to adjust as they see these hatchlings might be wanting to make their way, which I feel like I would sob watching because
I
it's just
know.
so wholesome. Like, go on, little guys, you can do it. But yeah, that's it for Texas. There's a lot going on. It's not all outside in the heat. There's some ways to beat the heat, but yeah, there's a lot of cool things going on.